It's coming up.
I like to see it, bro. I need to hurry up and get up there, man.
Yeah.
Nah, I like to see it.
And then look at
the view.
Look at your view.
Bro, I've never actually seen the beach for real from there.
Yeah, because all the trees and stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's cut down. And even on this side, bro, and what's not mango tree like this one right in the middle? That's not a mango. I don't even think that's a fruit tree. We could cut that down.
Yeah, bro, and then like I said, man, utilizing. You already know we want to maximize space for profit. Still, yeah.
Like, you know? Yeah, they'll come and pick it. Look, you have a couple here. Wow, I didn't even see those.
Bro, you see, that's what I'm saying, man. And the thing is,
you have 1, 2 here. You have a lot on this tree. This tree may have like 20. You may not see them, but they're in there going all the way up.
all right, so I'm trying to be a better vlogger for you guys, right? So I could really live up to my promise of showing y'all what's going on. So right now, we just came from, well, we trying to get Mia's car sorted out because unfortunately we had a little bit, well, I had a little bit of an unfortunate event.
Fender bender?
Yeah, well, it didn't bend the fender. It didn't bend the fender. It was a mirror bender, literally. Someone decided that they were gonna open their car door while I was passing and hit the mirror, so it ended up doing a little bit of damage.
So we've been driving with one mirror.
With one mirror.
Which has been really fun.
Yes.
Different.
It teaches you how to drive better. So yeah, stop by this. What's the name of this spot here?
La Bella Cafe.
La Bella
Cafe, which is in La Fleble.
Yes, however you pronounce it. La Fleble.
It's French.
Yeah. So if you do visit Grenada, or if you're in Grenada, it's a good spot. I like the coffee. I'm not a major coffee drinker, but I enjoyed this coffee, right? So yeah, today just relaxing. I did shoot a video earlier where we talked about the benefit, well, not the benefits, but if we agree with guys getting liposuction, BBL stuff, blah blah blah, because it is trending now, like make your abs in surgery. Like,
oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, there is like this cool sculpting, which is like fat freezes and stuff like that. But we are going to be coming out with a podcast about alcohol. I've given up alcohol
talk about that real quick. Yes. Just
okay,
real quick.
So basically what happened is I decided to do dry January because why not? Mm-hmm. And when you do New Year's, you do hit the alcohol pretty hard. So I was like, okay, let me just do dry January. And I'm also on my fitness journey, so I've been working out constantly from Monday through to Friday.
Okay.
And when it came February 1st, I was like, all right, let's go out for a drink. But feeling it, I was like, I don't really want to drink. Like, there's no pressure for me to really want to drink. Like, it's not going to improve my mood. I'm good with my little mocktail or sparkling water. That's the tip.
Mocktail is
a non-alcoholic beverage.
Yes.
It's a cocktail, but without the alcohol in it.
But it has the same taste, and it's like you just.
And it's just aesthetic. Like, if you're like me and love aesthetics, like I normally order a cocktail just to take a picture of it. But mocktails are really making it an impression, and they look very aesthetic just to take pictures of, like for the Instagram story. That's why I drink alcohol. But it was very easy for me to come off of it. But I would say, not drinking alcohol has made a massive improvement in my life. I feel like I'm less scatterbrain. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Scatter, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
And working out is a lot more easier, especially because when you do drink alcohol, it stops you burning calories for the next 24 hours, which is insane.
Testosterone suppressing empty calories. There's no nutritional benefit whatsoever. That's why they're called empty calories. There's zero. We will go into detail about all that, like the poisonous effect, which comes from what's called acetaldehyde, and we're gonna break down all of that. The process, the different types of alcohol, and all of that, so you guys understand. It's not like you could still do it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite and be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. It's up to you. It's your decision. It's your body, your life. If it doesn't align with your goals, either cut back. If you're drinking 4 times a day, or in the morning you wake up and you feel like you can't function, and you want to understand what type of benefits, which that's why you continue to do it. It's like dry January is always March.
Yeah.
You know, and you've
2 months.
continued.
Yeah, but I would say this, in the next 20 years, alcohol is going to be considered like cigarettes. You know how cigarettes are just disgusting and nobody really has them anymore? I feel like alcohol is having that effect, like especially with the, what era are we in? Gen Z?
Yeah.
The Gen Zs like are really like coming through this no alcohol stuff, and like hearing all these different podcasts about alcohol and like the effects it has on your body. Like it's just, no matter what way you look at it, whether it's like a high label or a low label, it's still poison at the end of the day.
Yes, it is. And like I said, and it is a fact. Like, I don't think anyone actually drinks alcohol with the intent of improving their health, right? It's like, I don't think anyone's like, yeah, let me drink it, this is gonna, and there are people, you know, they think that when they drink wine, and that's another thing, that's fallacy. Like, it's not true. Like, the benefit that they're looking for comes from what's called resveratrol, I believe that's the name of it, and that's in red wine. But the amount of red wine you would have to drink, the benefit is so minor compared to like the downside of drinking that much wine to get that benefit. So I mean, it's just facts. It's not trying to burst your bubble or anything. It's just facts. We look at the science, and for me, that's like one of the reasons. Once I've gone into more depth of understanding that, I'm like, man, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big drinker, period. Like, like at all. And when I'm in America, I don't drink at all. Like zero. Literally zero, because I don't buy it. So like when I come to Grenada, it's kind of like, you know, the boys are out there like, yo, here, drink, and I'm like, all right. But you know, really understanding it for you, not for the next person. What it's like for me, why do I want to either cut back or not do it? And you know, your fitness journey is kind of what catapulted you into saying, hey, let me see how much more I can improve by, let me cut out some alcohol for a month and see how it is.
You just don't want to drink it anymore. You just really don't want to even like go down that road. But I would really recommend you educate yourself on alcohol, because when people would say, oh, I'm sober now, like I don't drink alcohol, I'm like, okay, whatever, like you're missing out. But actually, when you think about it and you look and you research and you think about alcohol, like I'm not saying everyone should, it's not for everybody, but I definitely would recommend you do educate on alcohol, the effects after alcohol, because yeah, it's fun in the moment, but just try swapping out for a bit, or just taking a break.
It's a conversation that we can probably have, but
like even if it's a week, but I would recommend you do it for the month, because it does take a month to show the difference without alcohol.
And even performance-wise and aesthetic-wise, like working out, what kind of benefit? Like I don't want to spill all the beans right now, because we are, but this is just an insight from, you know, someone who's actually going down the road of, let me try and not drink alcohol. You know, so what kind of like weight-wise or anything aesthetic have you seen a difference?
My gut, like especially for women, like we already have that
extra
pouch there,
fat,
so I would say like it's made a massive difference in my tummy area, especially lower tummy, because I know a lot of women especially struggle with that part of their body. But alcohol is not drinking it has had a massive
we mentioned this as finance,
improvement.
It'll be
and just going to the gym, like it's just become a habit.
They're going to be,
and if I don't gym, I feel like something was not up right today.
Probably also have some interface.
So, like I said, it's not about a fad. It's not about like seeing social media and be like, I want to look like that person and blah blah blah. It's an individual journey, right? And the best thing that you can do is, number one, like you said, educate yourself, understand the benefit of not drinking, or understand maybe if it's like, no, it makes me feel better, understand the detriment it's having if every time you feel depressed or stressed out, I need a drink. You know, it's rewiring your brain to become dependent on that, and then once again, every drink you take, it's poisonous. So either moderating your intake, and that's a lot of things that where people meet their demise is they don't have balance. Everything they turn to, like whether it's drugs or any, you know, stuff like that to minimize or drown their problems rather than actually looking for a fix for it. And I truly believe if you start working out, that takes care of majority. I'm not going to say all, but that's a good way to begin the snowball effect of changing your life completely, because it takes discipline to actually get up and say, man, I don't feel like working out, but I'm going to do it because look, I know the benefits. And that's why it's important to educate yourself. And
not for us to tell you how to live your life, because we're just trying to give you tips, but you'll never regret working out.
Never.
You'll never regret, although you're like, oh, I really really don't want to do it, you won't regret it. Once you're there and you're just like, even if you just get on the treadmill for like 5 minutes or you just do a warm up, you'll start to feel like it's easier and you're moving. But I would say, like Urban was saying, educate yourself. Like if you are always turning to alcohol to help you with your problems, that's something you need to like look into and be like, okay, why am I doing this?
What's
like,
the underlying?
Yeah,
something deeper
than just having a drink. So,
yes.
Because you can turn that into exercise.
Absolutely, and that's why I say at least give it a shot. Give the exercise a shot. If it don't work out, you know, try something else. But I would be remiss to not really try and advocate for you to try fitness for a period of time. Don't do it, and I'm not talking about for like 3 days. You're like, oh, I don't have a big chest or arms yet. It's been 3 days. That's not how it plays out, right? Like after years and years and years of consistency, the benefit really starts to display itself. You know, in every area of your life, and I'm not just talking about fitness. When I started working out, like it excelled every area of my life. I'm like, if I could push myself physically through this pain, what can I not like? What's my capabilities mentally? What can I do, you know, there? Because fitness is more of like a mental thing than a physical thing, right? For sure.
And none of us are perfect. We all have our days and like so none of us are perfect. Like
and you work. And so just for people who haven't seen you or anything before, Mia is a social media manager. It's a lot of work. You know, you have a busy schedule, yet
I still find the time to do it. I prefer working out in the morning. Like, I hate working out in the afternoon because the day is done and I'm tired. But when I wake up, like even though like getting out of your bed at 6 a.m. is just like, no one really wants to get out of their bed because it's nice and it's comfortable, but I definitely recommend it because then you start the day off right and it just has a natural flow. When I don't work out in the morning, everything is 10 times harder. Like I swear it's 10 times harder. So getting out of bed
is hard, but the day becomes harder if you do nothing.
Yeah.
That's even more challenging.
It is because then you're just like your energy is already low because even though you've spent an hour in bed still, it's harder to get back into the momentum or get into the momentum of starting your day. Once you've like done a workout, you're ready for the rest of the day. Like nothing, you're kind of like unstoppable in a way because you've done everything. And I just working out in the morning is just 10 times better.
And to create a little bit more contrast as well, keep in mind, I'm gonna take this call in a second, but keep in mind that Mia recently like really became consistent, and when I say recently, I'm talking about under a year.
Yeah, like
yes, tell us that.
I started in August, right after Carnival, but I wasn't really like taking it as serious. I was just like, okay, let me just do Urban's workouts and stuff like that, which is great because it really got me into the momentum. But there are aspects of it where you're like, you need to push yourself a bit harder because they're at-home workouts. But as soon as you figure out what works for your body, then you're like, okay, I need to up my calories. I need to up my cardio. I need to actually, okay, let me explain it like this. Urban's workouts help you to figure out what works for your body and what doesn't work for your body. And then when you figure out the key to those things, then I would recommend getting a gym membership and then going to the gym and then using the weights and then using the machines because then you know what works and what doesn't work. And that's what I really like about Urban's workouts. It's like a crutch. They're there to support you, but then you know your body and what works for your body.
And I got to piggyback on that because I'm literally that same thing that she just said there. I'm leading that example as well because I've been at this thing for years, right? I've been working out for years. I understand my body very well, and I know weighted calisthenics is like the ideal for the physique, the level of strength performance that I want. I signed up, I got a gym membership. This is the first time I've actually had weightlifting routines. Yes. Weightlifting routines where I'm trying lifting. Where I'm like, I've proved everything I had to prove with calisthenics. I've shown time and time again that you can reach phenomenal levels of fitness only using your body weight. But we live once, right? I'm not gonna limit myself and be like put in a box and say, no, this cult-like mentality of calisthenics only, don't ever touch weights. If you're smart and you understand how to train appropriately, you know how to implement different modalities of training to emphasize those areas, your strengths, and then build up your weaknesses, as well. So this is the first time where I've been, the guys who I know who lift weights, I ask them to teach me, like for real. Like, look, I understand the principles and everything, but you guys who've been at this and this is what you do, I want to learn. And I got to say, there's a lot of weaknesses that have been exposed by me learning about weightlifting and actually getting in there and trying stuff out. I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder or anything, and I understand how my body works. So that's how, I'm structuring that. But like I said, I like this little talk that we just had here. Mia,
just girls, educate yourselves, because like people think, oh, I don't want to get muscle, like I don't want to get like all this kind of stuff. Like it's such bullshit. It's such bullshit, because like there are so many girls that like come to me now, which is crazy, because I'm just like, I'm just on my own grind and it's different for everybody else. But like some girls are like, oh, I want like my boobs to be perkier, I want my bum to be perkier. I'm like, well, you gotta like weight train, because that's what's gonna like. Right? Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. But
it's like I got to do cardio. I don't want to look like Irvin.
But it doesn't happen that way. We're not built that well. Yes. If you're consistently working out, because there are women that push themselves to look that way. But
harder than me, by the way.
Yeah, but like you're not. You're not gonna lift for a week and look like Irvin.
Even for a year. Even for 5
years. You're not. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like males and females are completely structured differently, and
And
educate.
Once again, Mia is doing like not speaking from like theoretical standpoint. Like she's following this journey. Even look, I'll put the pictures over like when she started, and then the most recent, and you see the contrast and the change in the physique. If you want your body to look more toned and tight and firmer, it takes a while. And you have to do resistance training.
And I will say, as much as you don't want to, take that picture from the before, because you think like, oh, I just don't see a difference. And sometimes I'm like, I don't see a difference, and people are like, are you fucking crazy?
Yes.
Like,
and
then you see the picture and you're like, oh my gosh.
It's really, you just need to know how to.
So keep that in mind. We're probably not going to end the video. Well, honestly, this was a good discussion, good topic. This might be the video for.
Here's the picture. I don't know if you want to like.
Yes, hold on. Let me just zoom in there. Look at it. Look at it. Even look at the posture, the change in posture, tightening and toning.
And it's the tummy that's really like the gut, and that's, I would say, it's because I'm not drinking alcohol anymore. Like, yeah, I'm working out still, but like cutting that out of my diet has
made
a huge difference.
There you go. So make sure, like I said, we're going to be definitely doing more in-depth discussion, because I want y'all to see from the perspective of people who are not just me, right? Like I said, Mia, when she started, it was like, oh, I want to be consistent, but I need
more than just saying I want to be consistent, because there are days when you're like, fuck this, fuck being healthy, and you're gonna say that, fuck being healthy, I want that chocolate cake.
Is it worth it? Yeah. So like, is it worth it for me to wake up and work out and eat this way? I don't know.
It is worth it at the end of the day. And there are days when you can, and I'm not saying restrain yourself from everything, because that will never work.
Exactly.
Like, I have my cookies, I have my sugar, like, but in moderation.
I think, maybe
yes.
like,
and remember, a lot of people do more of the things that are not beneficial towards what their goal is. They do that more often, and do the things that would give them the result they're looking for far less often. So just imagine kind of switching up, adding in more of the beneficial stuff according to what your goal is. If your goal is to become the fattest person on the planet, then you're gonna have to eat, you're gonna have to be stop moving around. That's your goal, right? If your goal is to be in the best shape of your life, you're gonna have to do things differently. That's just what it is. So moderation, we're not gonna live forever no matter what we do. So yes, enjoy yourself.
But I will say, I want to live as long as I can, as healthy as I can.
That's it.
And like, there's this stigma where like, you don't have to be old and fragile. That is such like, that's just your life choices. Like, I can see Irvin having that gray beard, still lifting weight, still like doing whatever, like running and stuff like that. And that's how I want to be too.
Exactly.
Like when I reach 60, 70, I want to still look like I can do stuff like I'm 23.
And that honestly
that's all comes to your life choices.
And and the things that you do when you're young. Yeah. You don't try and be like, I enjoy myself. Now I'm 80 and I'm basically bedridden. Let me try and get in shape. It's like by that time, like your DNA, your telomeres are on it's already got to that point, like where it's just falling apart and everything. And your biological age would be totally different. Because once again, your lifestyle choices. Yes, and this is my birthday gift to y'all, is talking about that, the ability, and I'm like, this is the track record right now, because I'm talking about it right now, and I'm gonna look back at this You know, let's say 10 years from now, we're going to revisit. I turned 29, 39. We're going to talk about it and revisit it, discuss, and be like, hey, man, am I living up? Like, was it worth it? That discussion that we had 10 years ago, was it worth it? Right? And that's what we're going to be talking about. Once again, it's a lifestyle. I know I'm going to be able to talk about it because I'm not doing this as a fad. I've been at this consistently. Like, when I say consistently, probably haven't missed more than, other than like a few injuries maybe that happened when I was training intensely, but 10 years of consistency straight through. And the benefits are just everything in life that has happened has to me in a great way has been because of fitness. I do what I love as my job, right? This is a job. It pays my bills. It does all of that. It's put me in front of, you know, people that I wouldn't be in front of if I was not taking care of my health. And I even talked about, you know, in numerous videos, you get a level of just like initial respect based on how you look. Why? Because like, yo, if you have the discipline to take care of yourself like that, I kind of want to associate with you, because it takes no matter what, no one could give you fitness, right? Like, you have to earn that. So you get inherit money, you know, you could win the lottery and just get, no one can give you fitness. You have to earn that. Even with the tummy stuff I was talking about earlier, that's not health. That's not fitness. You know, you could look a certain way, but if you know your biomarkers are showing a totally different story, then that's what you got to look at. So anyway, the video is 20 minutes. I just like this. This was authentic, organic, real life stuff, right? We're not making up anything. This is the lifestyle that we're living, and the benefits that we're experiencing. Obviously, we understand how beneficial it is and want to share it with you. You don't have to be an athlete to be in great shape, right? You could be a regular, everyday Joe, Jane, and still be in great shape for what your lifestyle is. So keep that in mind. Health is wealth. Get money. Shout out Mia. Remember, it is always the warm-up.
It's always the warm-up.
It's all about